Hi, I'm Katie.
Oh, hi, I remember you. You're the new landscape architect. Any first day jitters?
A little, but not too bad. Mostly I'm excited to be here. Heard great things about you guys.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to take you on a quick tour, and then I'll pass you over to Eric for your training. Oh, hi.
Hi.
So we'll have your workstation ready for you in just a bit. They're getting your computer ready. Everything around here is done on computer. Okay, you remember Eric from your interview?
Hi there, Katie. Good to see you again. Welcome to the team.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
So do you guys need anything else from me?
Don't worry, Janine. So to start, what do you say we go over your AutoCAD duties?
Sounds good.
We'll go into Tim's office since he's not here today and we won't bother anybody else. Have a seat.
Thanks. Now, I'm already fairly proficient in AutoCAD, but I remember from my interview that you also use another program?
Yes, we also use a program called herecomeslfx which integrates with AutoCAD. It's specifically designed for landscape architects and we love it. We're able to produce working drawings in a fraction of the time it would take with straight AutoCAD. Take a look. herecomeslfx installs these 5 pull-down menu groups with matching toolbars. You can see that they are standard AutoCAD toolbars that I can dock like any other. You'll note that there are a lot of tools in addition to planting and irrigation, but for now, let's start with planting. Here's the Project Plant Manager, which is where you manage the plants that are in your project palette. And
Oh, Eric, Mr. Swift just called. He needs the planting plans for the soccer field project today. He's going to be here in 20 minutes.
don't worry, Janine. We've got herecomeslfx.
Now, that sounds like an emergency. Should I leave for a bit to let you get some work done?
No. This will be a great opportunity for you to meet Mr. Swift. He's one of our best clients. It'll also be a chance for you to see herecomeslfx at work. Let's see where Tim left off, and then let's get going. Well, it looks like Tim wasn't done placing all the plants. I remember there's a tree variety that needs to be changed, the plan needs to be labeled, and we need to make a plant schedule.
Labeled and with a completed schedule? How can you do all of that in only 20 minutes? That should take a couple hours.
You'd think so, but because of herecomeslfx, I can wrap up this project with time to spare. Let's start by placing the rest of the plants to finish the design. So it looks like the planting around the patio area isn't finished yet. Here you can see the planting toolbar, and these are the shrubs from our plant palette that I showed you earlier. We need to add some shade shrubs at this north wall.
That's really fast to place plants into the drawing. And I like how you can select either the plant name or the symbol. We never had anything like that at my old office. So, does the system remember that each of those symbols represents the corresponding plant?
Uh-huh. And that's how it's able to label everything so quickly. Watch this. I can label in 3 different methods. Most often I'll just label by group. Notice I just need to select a single plant in the group, and then the system will fill out the label with the correct plant information and quantity. But sometimes it's more appropriate to label by a connecting line, like with these trees here. I like to label shrubs like these with a connecting arc. I just select the first shrub, then the next one, and the midpoint of the arc. You can see it gives it a distinctive style.
If it plugs in the plant information and quantity automatically, you could label this whole thing in a few minutes.
So let's give it a shot. There, I think all the plants are labeled now. Can you see if I missed any?
Well, don't we have to plot it out and redline it? We don't have enough time. I mean, that would take...
Relax. We'll just use the Update Plant Labels function. This will tell if all of the plants are properly labeled.
Oh look, it says unlabeled plants are circled in cyan, and plants labeled more than once are circled in yellow. It looks like we accidentally labeled these plants twice, and these we haven't labeled at all.
It would have taken us forever to discover those manually, and we still could have missed them.
That's why we love herecomeslfx. It has a lot of functions that check your work. Believe me, that alone saves our firm a lot of time and money. There, now the labeling is done, and we verified that it's accurate.
Didn't you say that you needed to change a tree type on this project?
Yeah, I almost forgot. The city wanted a different tree species for these parking islands. Let's use the Plant Edit function to do that.
I like how it gives you everything. The plant name, the code, remarks, the container size, and even the symbol. That's handy to have all that data in one place.
And the best thing is, it not only shows all the information about this plant, but we can change anything here and the symbols and labels update automatically. So I want to change this plant to a magnolia, a grandiflora, and I'll use the variety Samuel Summers. But you'll see, I can filter the list by any of these major nursery catalogs if I wanted to be sure that the plant is available from a particular source. Now I'll also change the symbol and the plant size.
That's a lot of symbols to choose from, and it seems really comprehensive.
Yeah, and I like how they're grouped. It makes it easy to pick just the right symbol. There. We not only changed the plant symbol and size, but the program automatically updated the callout with the new plant code and the new container size.
That's got to make revisions an easy process.
And you know how everybody loves revisions. Now all that's left is the schedule. Let's create one and get this drawing out.
Except, we've only got 5 minutes left. I know it used to take me 2 hours to make a schedule for a plan like this.
Don't worry, we've got LandFX. I'll select the schedule icon and I get this dialog box. You can see I can customize the schedule as necessary.
That seems like it would give the designer a lot more flexibility.
Right. And you can also export the schedule to a spreadsheet or text file. Okay, so in this case, I'll leave the schedule set up as code, name, and detail. Finally, I'll select where I want the schedule to appear.
You're right, that was fast.
And it's completely accurate. What I like is that the schedule includes the exact quantities of the plants and it matches the plan perfectly. Here, let me print this for Mr. Swift. Hey, you know what? I think I'll also print a presentation copy for him to show his investors. Let me delete this schedule. Then I'll freeze the labels on the plan. I'll run a different schedule type. This one has the symbols of the plants instead of a code. And I'll give the plants a shadow for clarity. And voila!
Hey, this plan looks really sharp.
Mr. Swift is here.
Hey, this plan looks really sharp.
Thanks. Katie and I worked real hard on it.
And it shows. Your plans are always so nice and easy to bid. I should have no problem getting this approved. Well, I better get this down to the city. Thanks again.
No problem. Good luck on the project. Well, Katie, now that we put that fire out, let's get back to your training.
Sounds good.
Now, I was working on the irrigation plan for the same soccer field project. And you can see I've already placed most of the sprinkler heads and equipment into the plan. Here's the project manager, this time for irrigation equipment. You can see how it also organizes it all by type. And if I wanted to add anything, well, it's just like picking it out of the catalog.
Excuse me, Eric. The contractor's on the line. He needs the irrigation plans NOW. If he doesn't get it today, the approval will be delayed.
Don't worry, Janine. We've got LandFX.
Oh, and he'll be here in 20 minutes.
Well, let's see. All I have to do is finish placing some heads, pipe the new heads, verify that all the heads are properly piped, correct any errors, size all the piping, and make a schedule. So yeah, 20 minutes should be fine.
Wait a minute. It sounds to me like you're not even close to being done with this plan. How are you going to finish in only 20 minutes? It looks more like hours of work to me.
Let me show you how quick this goes. I need to place some turf spray heads in this area. I'll select the place head icon to get the floating toolbar to do that. With the turf spray selected, I'll select the radius. Let me try a 15-foot radius and a full circle arc. Notice that I have a target for the radius I selected. Now I can place some 15-foot full circle heads in here. Now, right here, I think a 12-foot radius head would be better, so I'll just select 12 and full circle arc. Yeah, 2 of those fit nicely.
That target makes it really easy to lay out a system, and it matches perfectly with the spray radius boundaries.
And the best part is the radius is correctly sized for the design pressure I chose earlier.
What about the scale of the head symbol that was placed into the drawing?
Well, LandFX automatically scales the head symbol for the drawing scale. This works for all irrigation equipment. I never have to worry about choosing a symbol or a scale. Now I need to put in some adjustable arc heads along this edge. See how easy it is to control the arc pattern of an adjustable arc? When I want to go to a different arc pattern, I can do it on the fly.
That symbol was offset from where you placed it.
Yeah, that's another nice feature. I can focus on placing heads based on their radius and coverage, placing them right along this curb line. The radius is drawn from the point I selected, but the symbol is slightly offset. Makes everything clearer.
Nice, but now you need to pipe those heads and we've only got 15 minutes before the contractor gets here.
Yeah, but piping in Land Effects is fast and easy. And everything you need is on the floating toolbar. Piping, labeling, and checking your work are all right here. I've already placed the valves, so let's start piping here.
Oh, it turned off the radius lines.
Yeah, it helps for clarity when you draw the pipe. They'll automatically turn back on when you place another head. When I click a head, see how it is highlighted to let me know it was selected? The highlight color indicates if you are piping to a head or a fitting. Now as I pipe to these heads, the pipe is normally drawn snapping to the center of each head symbol, but I think I'll turn on ortho for a straight line for the heads here.
That makes the plan look really crisp with the pipes drawn like that.
You got it. There, I just about have all the heads on this valve piped.
Now, back when we were doing planting, you could check to see if all the plants were labeled. Is there a similar function in irrigation to see if you've piped everything?
Actually, there is. Typically, when I've finished piping the heads to a valve, I'll use the highlight station function to see if any of the heads were missed. See how all of the heads in the valve are highlighted? That lets me know they're all correctly piped. This function is great because it also helps me see which heads are attached to which valves.
Yeah, I can see how that would be great for familiarizing yourself with an irrigation plan, but how do you know if you've piped every head?
The verify piping function. We'll run it now before sizing the system to make sure all the heads are correctly piped.
Oh, it says heads not connected to a valve are circled in yellow. It looks like you missed a few heads, and we found them without having to plot it out and redline it.
We used to spend a lot of time manually checking for errors like that, but now Land Effects does it quickly and automatically. There, I've corrected the unpiped heads and we verified that all heads are piped. Now we're ready to size the system and put in a schedule.
With only 10 minutes left, there's no way to size it in time.
Don't worry. Tell you what, just for fun, you want to time me? I'm going to size this entire system using Land Effects.
Yeah, all right. It's a deal. I think my cell phone has a stopwatch feature. Okay, so I hit Tools, Stopwatch. Okay, I think I'm ready.
And we're done.
What?
They're all sized and I put in all the pipe labels. All we have to do now is clean up some of the labels.
I just looked down and missed the whole thing. I wanted to watch its size.
You want to see it again?
Yeah.
I'll just undo the whole operation, and one more time. In that short period of time, the pipes were sized using the Hazen and Williams formula. They were color-coded for their different sizes, and labels were placed at all pipe transition points. Night and day compared to how long sizing used to take, am I right?
That's unbelievable.
Now let's get this schedule run and get this drawing out. How long did it take you to create an irrigation schedule at the last place you worked?
On the average, about 2 hours.
I think we can beat that here. I'll pull up the schedule dialog box, and again you'll see I can choose what information to include on it. I'll leave it grouping the spray heads and include quantities. Again, you'll see I can export it to a spreadsheet file, but in this case I'll drop it into the drawing here.
So the irrigation schedule has all the symbols, their descriptions, exact quantities, design pressure and radius, and even the related detail reference?
I can't get over how much time we just saved.
Well, believe me, once we got Land Effects, our efficiency went through the roof. Now we have more time to...
The contractor's here.
There you go.
Thanks.
So, Katie, time for lunch?
Yeah, you know any good places around here?
Yeah, there's a great place downstairs.
Did I hear you guys talk about lunch? I could really use a break. Can you believe we've already had 2 crises this morning?
Don't worry, Janine. We've got Land Effects.